welcome back to our series, Getting Started in Marketing. In this episode, we're talking about creating content and your content plan. So it's really important to have a plan, isn't it?
If you don't
people think
have,
we don't.
well, yeah, if you don't have a direction for your business, for your marketing, for your accounts, for your products, it's not going to work, is it?
No, because you need to know what direction you're going in before you start out in your journey. So it's like even getting in a car and going on a trip. You need to know where you're going, what roads you're going to take, and how you're wanting to get there. And along the way, if you encounter any roadworks and you need to change direction, then it's not as major as getting in the car and then deciding what to do 10 miles down the road. So how do we create a content plan? Because we've already talked about planning our strategy and everything like that based on our audience. How do we do a content plan?
Well, I guess you have to sort of bring together lots of different elements in order to make it effective. You need to understand when you're going to be available, when your audience is going to be around. So let's say let's pick something more static, nothing wishy-washy in this instance. So let's say you've got a flower shop. Okay, now already you have got beautiful products available on hand, but you know what? There's only so much that people can stand seeing a picture of a flower. Okay, so you know, as attractive as flowers are, you can't make every post, literally every post, a picture of flowers, because people tend to buy from people. So you need to include humans in there at some stage. And what I would normally actively ask my customer to do is, first of all, write down all the days off that are coming up in the next quarter. You know, if there's any bank holidays or special days, either personal or, you know, international or local, that you want to celebrate, that is meaningful to your customer.
And so, to you as a business.
Well, yeah, but it has to be meaningful to both. You know, just because you think put a pillow on the top of your fridge day sounds interesting, and it's actually a thing.
Is it?
It is. Check out daysoftheyear.com. That's an actual day.
Okay.
So is it meaningful to your audience, to your business? Is it, okay, it sounds weird, but what is the point of it for your business? For a flower shop, there's no relevance.
No, maybe for a mattress and bedding
or
shop,
a fridge shop,
possibly, or a fridge shop, but no.
Yeah. So in that instance, you've got to pick the right days that are suitable for you and your customers as well, your ideal customers. So not every customer. And then you got to think, okay, are there any certain days of the year that I'm off? Maybe there's weddings or holidays, or is the school closing half day that day and you want to be around? And the reason why I'm suggesting this is then you can prepare your audience for that day off. You can let them know we're only half day here. Or better still, like coming up to Christmas or holidays, some holidays or something like that, you can warn people in advance. And this is all to do with content and content planning. So we haven't even tried to sell anything yet. We just
no, we're coming up with our content because we need to know what we're going to be saying to know when we're going to be selling in those posts in that content, because not every post either should be a sales post.
No.
So as Melanie said, you know, get to know, let your audience get to know the people who work in the shop. Do a behind the scenes, do a day in the life of one of your team members. If it's only you, that's fine too. I mean, you don't have to pretend that there's 20 people working in the shop. People will respect the fact that you are the one and only person that is there, and therefore know that when you say you're closing at 5, you're closing at 5, and there's nobody there to look after the shop after that. So it's another way of limiting your expectations. You're not limiting, but keeping within their managing. That's the
managing
word.
So everything we're doing here is managing the customer's expectations. It's helping establish boundaries, so that people can respect that you do want time off, and it lets them know that there's a best time to reach you as well.
Yeah.
So further content that can go into this is not just visual in that, in creating something in Canva or Adobe or something like that. It could also be text, it could be blogs, it could be short videos, it could be long videos. And don't forget that although we're talking about creating content in your content plan, part of your content could be that you've got a stand somewhere or you're going networking, and letting people know that, building awareness and consideration and conversion of these events that you've got coming up as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So a question that we get asked a lot, and I mean constantly, is what should I post? How many times, let's stick with the flowers. How many pictures of flowers should I put up every day, week, month? Should it just be flowers? Should it be bouquets? Or should I also give explanations of how these flowers reach these lands, or where they're best grown,
Yeah, good
or,
point.
are there, I think for a florist, you should include tips on how people can keep their flowers living longer at home, because then they're more likely to come back to you and go, your flowers lasted ages. So I know that you have good quality flowers and I'm going to come back and keep buying from you. Testimonials. If you're a florist doing a wedding, get a testimonial from the bride, groom, the guests, the mother of the bride, etc., to see, the flowers were lovely, the church smelled amazing, the venue was fabulous, it was lovely decorated. So many things. It does not just, if you don't do weddings, that's fine too. Valentine's Day, the origins of Valentine's Day. Why do people give flowers? Is, red roses versus white roses? What is the significance? All of these different things.
You pose that very good thing there with asking questions, because we
Yes.
tend to, this is completely true, and we do it as well. I know we do, because I've seen us do it. We tend to broadcast far too much on our social media. It's called social media for a reason, and not media social. The emphasis is on the first word. So the more sociable you are, the more you're asking questions, the more you're trying to get engagement.
Yeah. Do you post like this or that? Which do you prefer, carnations or roses? I know very little about flowers, so I'm running out of ideas on what to actually, with the names of flowers and stuff. But the idea is there for every business, jewelry business. What's your favorite stone? Is it a diamond? Is it an emerald? Is it a ruby? And make it a post where give a thumbs up for this, a retweet for that, a sad face for whatever one that maybe isn't your favorite, but you're looking for those engagements of people putting an action to your post, people actually physically liking or unliking, thumbs up, thumbs down, heart, all of those things. That's what gets you seen by more people. And part of how you get seen by people in the first place is by posting. People are surprised at this. They're like, what do you mean I have to actually, put something up on my social media? Do people not just come and find me? I'm lovely. Yes, you're lovely, but you need to post. You need to have good quality images. If you're taking your own photographs, invest in things like a light box, invest in things like cleaning your camera. Surprising how many times people forget to clean the little camera on the back of their phone. And that's it. That's all you need, basically. Just good lighting.
I think you also need a good call to action, because people just assume that, I've put it up there, so people must know what I want them to do now. And to a point, yes, I agree. It's not like people don't know why you've posted, but the easier you make it, if you can send them directly to the right page on your website, or to the right page in your product, or to an app that you've created, straight to the right place, and the less resistance you create and the easier you make it, the greater chance you have of actually converting, which is the important thing here. And
absolutely,
when it comes to your creating content, you've got to establish what kind of KPIs, which key performance indicators, matter to you when it comes to this. So do you want people to message you, sign up to your email list, visit your web page so you can capture them through a pixel? What are you looking for? What is the important key performance indicator that matters to you?
Yeah, definitely. And I touched on this a little bit earlier as well, on when people ask, how many times should we post?
Yes.
And the answer is a great marketing answer, and one that you will hear all around the place. And it depends.
Yeah, it really
That
does.
is the answer. It depends on your business. It depends how long you've been established. It depends how much content you have. If you are just starting out, you do not need to be posting 10 times a day.
Yeah.
You
Well,
need
unless
to,
you're on X.
well, yeah. Okay. So if we're on, X, formerly known as Twitter, then yeah, you may need to post that number of times, but it doesn't have to be all generated by you on that platform. You can retweet other people, repost stuff from other sources. You can find blogs from other people. It doesn't all have to be stuff that you come up with. But what is important is consistency.
Oh, yes.
So being consistent, if you are only going to be able to invest the time on a Monday and a Thursday, then on a Monday and a Thursday every week, you are posting, or you are making a video, or you are going live at an exact time, at the same time every week, so that your customers and your followers get to know that this is your rhythm. This is the time. So at 10 o'clock on a Friday morning, we know to go and listen to so and so.
Amanda.
Of course, I wasn't going to throw her under the bus. But yeah, Melanie knew who I was talking about because she's been doing it for years. Amanda Webb, the digital coffee, the extra shot afterwards. There's so many things that she has built up over the years, but everybody knows 10 o'clock on a Friday morning, the digital coffee is on with Amanda Webb. And if you want to know the roundup of all the digital news for the week, that's where you go.
Yes.
And that's where we go for our information too. Let's be honest. That's why we're mentioning it. But it's not easy to get people to realize that that is the time. You can't just do it one week and go, well, nobody showed up. You have to be consistent. You have to keep going, keep slogging it out. It's not an instant lift that you will see, but the more you do it, the more you will see a return for your investment of time, your investment of energy, and your investment in creating value for your audience.
I also wanted to add to that, if you're only doing Monday and Thursdays, let's say, to create content, that may not be the best time to actually put it out. So that's why the creating content and your content plan steps into gear. Because if you've only got Monday mornings and Thursday afternoons to create this content, which could be videos, blogs, general posts, maybe it's creating a landing page for your website, which is also part of your content, if you like. So you've got to establish, looking through your analytics, what is the best time of day, which social media platform, which process, because as I'm sure you're aware with Instagram, you've got lots of different ways you can reach people through there, through lives, through reels, through stories, and through the grid in a post. And that could be a static image, or it could be a carousel, or it could be a video. So you've got to work out using your analytics.
Are endless.
Well, they're getting worse, frankly. So just because you've got those days to create the content and work on your content plan, that may not be the day that you should be putting it out. So you need to become au fait with the scheduling platforms. So if you're using Instagram and Facebook, then I would recommend Meta Business Suite. It's by far got the best information. It's got great analytics. Okay, there's some things that don't schedule so well. So scheduling stories, that can be tough because you can't sort of add bits and pieces. But as part of your content plan, you could say, look, I need to post this up live at 11 o'clock on a Thursday morning. But you've put that in your content plan so that you've got the space and the scope to add the hashtags and the stickers and the calls to action and everything else. So yeah, this is being quite informed, isn't it? I hope everybody listens till the end, because they're going to miss out.
Yeah, well, I think it's important to remember that when you are starting out, because the series is called Getting Started in Marketing,
Mm,
you're not going to know it all. You're not going to know exactly when people are listening. Our podcast is called the Monday Morning Marketing Podcast. And we have more people listen to us on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday than we do on a Monday morning. But yet everybody knows that our podcast goes out on a Monday morning and they're free to listen to it anytime they want.
yeah.
So if your content is up there, and this is one of the things that I don't like about stories is that they are not always there.
Mm,
If you're putting up posts, carousels, reels, videos on TikTok, videos on YouTube, shorts on YouTube, etc., then they will be there for people to go back through and look at.
mm,
I wouldn't recommend putting all your time and effort into stories because then people may miss information that they would have wanted or needed in a timely manner. What you can do is post it as a post first or a publication and then share it as a story to highlight it because people do look at stories,
mm.
but after 24 hours, they're gone. So
They-
unless you have it somewhere else as well, they're never going to find that piece of information that they need.
What I like about stories, though, is the FOMO it creates.
There are pros and cons. But again, when you're starting out in marketing, you want people to come and find you and know how to get the information from you. So if they start knowing, like I follow a beauty clinic near here, and I know that they put all their special offers into the stories. So those are the first stories that I go to when I'm looking for a treatment, because I know that that's, if they've anything, that's where I'm going to find it. And if they don't, then too bad for me. But I've
You've
gone
missed out.
specifically to their, but I know to go to their stories to look for this. So they have created this after many, many years in business of people automatically knowing where to go for the information that they need. So
Okay.
when you're just getting started, it can all be a lot of information, but that's why we're here. You can find us online at themondaymorningmarketing.com right there. And you can listen to all our former episodes on your favorite podcast platform. Here on YouTube as well. You can listen to it on Spotify, Apple Music, all of them. We are everywhere. And you can also go to our Etsy store and get yourself some merch and some downloads that could be important for you starting your own podcasting channel. That's it for this episode. We'll be back with another one very soon.
I'll make you wave every time.